Okay, if for some reason you're watching this in chronological order, I have no idea what would compel someone to do that, but it's possible, right? I've done stuff like that where I'll just binge on something random like this to pass the time. Usually, you'll notice that last night's stream I did not say a single word. I didn't even have the microphone in this position, and that was because I had a really annoying day at the driving range trying to practice golf, and was not in the mood to even work on the track, but wanted to keep the streak going of doing something on it each night. So in a much better mood, which of course corresponds to having a much better day at the driving range. Had it all to myself today. There's not a single person at this like 5 or 6 capacity grass range that I practice at the Top Golf. So it was really nice. So we're back on the track. Something that I was struggling with yesterday is I couldn't figure out how on my last track that I released I was able to get risers for each section here on the right hand side. So we've got like a couple intro scenes, then the first verse and the break. The riser like worked with that section, and my hunch was that I made the track in here. Oh, there's already one in here. I just disabled it. Let me re-enable it. I made it longer, and so if the bar or if the scene was, that part of the song was 16 bars, but I only needed the sweep for 4 bars, I would make the whole clip 16 bars long, and then move the note to start where I needed it to, and that seemed to actually work for getting the sweep effects and other effects too, to like work with the timing of the track. So let's do that again. Before that, though, we did make some progress yesterday with percussion. That was nice. And I also found on another track that I'm working on called Do It Again that there is a big like cinematic percussion set that I either bought or downloaded, but it's really cool. It's called Big Bangs. And I'm going to incorporate some of those elements in today. But the percussion that we did yesterday, like these P1, P2s, the break potatoes, and the outro percussion are much better. The toms here, the core toms, they still sound very amateurish, so that's going to have to be fine-tuned later. But at least the meat, the meat of the potatoes, the core of that section is, it's working for me better than it was before. Let's take a listen. Those fucking toms, dude. Outro percussion. We got the zaps in here. I really like these zaps. It's got a delay on it. It's got what else do the zaps have? Zaps, what you got? Zaps. It's got a delay and it's got an auto pan. I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday. Well, I didn't mention it yesterday because I didn't talk yesterday because I was so pissed off. Auto pan is one of the first things that I remembered using in Ableton over 10 years ago and being like, oh my God, I can't believe I could just do that with clicking buttons. So, and I, for some reason, haven't used it in anything in a while. And I thought it was because the Ableton got rid of it. So that, because like that's what they did with Ping-Pong Delay. that's another effect that when I first started using Ableton, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I could just put a random sound in here and have it ping pong back and forth. But they just added Ping-Pong Delay as part of a larger delay. They sort of like consolidated their delay effects into one thing. So I assume that's what happened with Auto Pan, but it's still there and it's still really good. It really is really helping with it. I was really unhappy with the percussion as a whole, but especially just how bland it was. So let's bring in big bangs. I'm going to put that before the meat. I really like this. I mean, it's really nothing more than just like it's an Ableton rack. I don't even remember where I got it from. Maybe I think I bought it. Oh, come on. Where is it? Is it called Big Bang? Oh, no. I'm going to open up another track and find it. Wait. Oh, it might be in packs. Packs. Cinematic percussion. Big Bang. Oh, okay, so it is a pack. I thought I was going to have to go and open another project. Yeah, so if it's an Ableton pack, I doubt it was free. There are some free Ableton packs. They're just like little add-ons that are just like Ableton specific, but they're really, really cool. So like just listen to these. So great for like an epic build-up. You could see that if you're making like trailer music or whatever. So that's kind of what I want the beginning of this track to sound like. I wanted to have that sort of cinema feel. That's what I'm going for, just with the feel in general. Okay, where is it? So here. Okay, so like just that's just a random recording. So I quantized that and it immediately sounded bad. So I'm going to unquantize it. Let's see what. I'm just going to save a copy of this down here in case it's useful later. I'm just going to call it intro take 1. Wait, what is this? Wait, what is, okay, so I guess I copied it twice, what? This is probably my favorite thing about the push, which you can't see right now, but it's just a Ableton specific MIDI controller, is that you can record arm a track and just play in ideas, and then you can hit the capture MIDI button here, which for some reason is not enabled right now, and then you can just do it live and just kind of see what's happening. So sometimes it's not that that's incredible, but it just is nice to have that flexibility to just intuitively play something out. Again, that's just percussion. I could imagine if I knew anything about how to play notes, which you can do on the push too, on the push as well. This is actually an Ableton Push 2, But if you could actually, like, if I knew how to play notes or whatever, that would be like really, you know. And there's ways that you can kind of hack it, but yeah. So yeah, I'm just kind of building up to what we're getting to with the first drop, I guess you could say, which isn't for another like 24 bars. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that's cut out of this. I don't know, because the original demo I recorded is like, it's like at least 7 minutes long. Speaking to the mic. It's really bothering me how when I put the mic up like this, it doesn't stay. And that is not a... Right, that's... Oh my gosh. Okay, whatever, let's just keep going. Down on it, which there's a lot going on this thing. Compression threshold, what is that? Oh, we have some, actually, wait, hold on, there's like all this other stuff going on in this that I didn't even realize. I'm going to duplicate this because I don't want to mess up with the settings I have here. What is digitalize? What is that? Solo. Everybody else shut up. Oh my god. That's pretty cool. What about grain delay? Oh no, we're A-Bing that. Hold on a second. What? Whoa, it sounded great on the pause. How many times that happens so often when you're putting effects on something? And you hit pause, you're like, nah, it's not my thing. And then you get like after the residue of the effect. And it like that's actually where this came from. This intro idea, well, okay, no, this one, the riff tease, the original, came from just recording what was going on a delay track. I'm just going to play it here. And I really liked it. I ended up scrapping it, but I'm keeping it in here and just disabling the clip. But you get like that residue sometimes. That's way better than the original idea I had. I think I actually said that when I was resampling it. Deja vu. Okay, so the grain delay. Okay, it sounds really cool when you do that though, but let's see what distortion does. Gotta be careful with that one. Reverb, oh boy. Is that there's this drum bus driver that's happening, and I think it's going to really, it might be making this a little bit too heavy. I mean, that's incredible. Like, the only thing I did there was take off the reverb's still there. Okay, if I take hold on. Let's just put the driver back on. That is a really powerful stock plugin. Good, what would my drums sound like? I have drum bus enabled by default on, this is what I call my palette. Another thing from the producer dojo, where I just create a template basically that I use for creating songs from scratch, and it just has a lot of elements that I use a lot: drums, bass, but different types of drums and basses, and instruments, digital instruments, and it's also arranged in a way that's intuitive for me. So I just have that enabled. So I wonder what my drums would sound like if I have this enabled on the palette by default. So I really wonder what it would sound like if I didn't. So wow, that drum bus really slaps, dude. Okay, so we're keeping the drum bus on. Let's go back. Let's see. I just don't the cymbal crashes. Roll at the end. That was intentional. I'm just going to give myself props. Okay. We got one more to do. What happens in this one? Oh, no. So, okay, then that's actually all for the big bangs because and wait, on this one. But wait, this big bang is going to let's make one that's affected. Oh, fuck. Okay. What the hell is this? Make one that's affected. It's like, how do you find the perfect? Make one that's affected, make one that's not. We're going to make them their own group, obviously, with drum bus. And come on. The fact that my computer just hasn't exploded during one of these sessions, like streaming with an HD camera, running Ableton with a lot of plugins going and a lot of VSTs, and splices running. This is big-ass text file. Chrome is still open because I'm paranoid about losing some tabs that I really like, even though I'm using, or you can't see it, the one-tab Chrome extension. Anyway, whatever. So we could either... No, so this is... It's already a rack, so I was thinking about maybe doing a rack and then doing like a dry-wet. But this is already a rack. I'm just going to keep it like that. Okay, so this one's going to be unaffected. This one's going to be affected... So the effects we'll do on this one, we're gonna bring them both down. Yeah, bring them both down, and then what did I call it? Big bonds, bond me, big bond me. Bangs. One. Big bangs. Two. Okay, so the affected one, let's have reverb, a little bit of grain delay, a little bit of digitalis. Oh, let's even change the pitch down 4 semitones. And we're going to group this. Big bangs. It's gonna change this color. Absolutely, it's already confusing. Yes. Let's solo this and see what we got. It's so quiet. Oh, I don't have... Oh, I wonder why it's quiet. I spent like 5 minutes talking about drum bus. let's go all out with the effects if we're gonna have them separated. Oh my gosh, this sounds so cool. The choir is obviously a bit too high right now. Because the limiter is off. Let me just limit y'all at 3 dB. So that is a really weak drop. Let's get back to that later. Okay, we need to figure out, this is still pissing me off with this white noise. Why doesn't it just stops? I'm doing all this stuff with this. Oh gosh, and the send and returns don't reset. Oh, that's because there's no other clip. Okay, just listen to this. Just listen to the white noise. It's big. There's sends coming up. So it just stops really abruptly, even though I'm sending it to 2 return tracks. I just feel like something's not working right there, but it's the exact same setup in the other track that I checked out before I started recording, streaming. I'm just gonna try something and just do the same. I'm gonna do the same thing. There's another white noise track here. It's not gonna copy over the automation though, is it? Oh. And why is the oh, it is gonna copy over the automation. That's really nice. Okay, let's see if it. Use the LFO tool. I didn't even know it was on this track. Tool used for side chaining. Yeah, okay, it's the same thing. It stops pretty abruptly, so I guess it's just that's something to figure out later. I don't really. I mean, you can even still hear like, okay, watch. No. Listen to that choir. There's so much residue with that choir. Those tracks aren't even being sent anywhere. There's not even, what effects do we have on here? Choral gate, which doesn't even start till later on. Which I really like that effect. That's a nice idea. Okay, we can take the configure off. This is way too many parameters. Okay, so I'm moving this white noise back. Oh, jeez. I'm just going to keep acting as if this is working with the white noise. And then for this one, I'm going to have LFO tool be active on this. Some frequency opening up here. It's already opened in the last 8 bars, so I'm gonna just delete that actually. Can you just let me select? Oh my gosh. Just no. Yeah, I don't want to automate that. LFO tool, device on, and then mixer. When did the track panning? Oh. The delay. Yeah, fine. We can build up the delay. It's not doing anything but whatever. Why is the frequency so... Oh my gosh. I'm really not in the mood to deal with LFO tool right now. Sorry. I'm starting to understand why there's a movement. Not a movement. There's just a lot of discussion about its utility. I like the idea. I haven't spent enough time with it to really get good at it. So I'm not going to try to use it. I'm just going to do regular old side chain. Give me a click track. Pre-FX, right? I don't remember. And God, I need a bigger monitor. No. Instead of side chaining, panning, I want it to be every bar. this one. We can have the compressor actually be on. I'm still not in love with it, but what the heck is going on with the compressor? Is the click? There's no click track on this. That's why. So. I actually quite like this verse. In other songs that I take for granted is like you just have these random swoosh elements in there. It's randomly in there. But in this case, why? Because there's no click track. Wow. Swoosh is like a transition between parts. So from the first verse to the break. A riser in here too. I have a preset room. Wait, never mind. This is probably already in this track. Yeah, I already have a riser here. So this is, make this small. This monitor is really small. It's 27 inches. First world problems. Where am I? Riser. Let's make it in key. In key? I don't even know what the right expression is. I'm just going to take... All right. Everything but D1. You're out. God, I love Ableton, dude. Just spend all day in Ableton. Be interesting if that was. I guess some people do that. It's their full-time job. They make music, or they're producers, or they're composers, or even just like sound designers. Like you spend your whole day in Ableton or your work day in Ableton. I bet it would get tiring, but not unlike anything else where you know, doing the same thing all day or just using the same software all day. There's just so much going on in Ableton. Ableton is like its own universe. And then you can, with Max for Live, you can like make your own instruments, and you know, you could do that anyway before Max for Live, but you know, like make your own VSTs, but Max like makes that a lot more accessible. Anyway, I love Ableton. Okay, so we got a riser. We call this break riser. It's gonna have to be. Let's see what it sounds like in the second part of the breaker. Why is it being so? Oh, LFO tool's on. That's why I don't want that. I'm taking LFO tool off again. Shout out to Qw3rty Records, run by Steve Duda, Dead Mouse. I just need to spend more time with LFO tool to figure out how to use it. So what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna. Can I go to the notes, please? We're gonna pitch bend it up. It's gonna just build into a pretty obnoxious sound, probably, but just kind of signals what's to come. I really like this ride. Let's check it. Okay, that frequency is going to have to start off way... See, again, like this is why I was pissed off with the white noise, because you have this riser. I actually really like this. This is why I learned this from the dojo, how to make a riser and a riser for a rack for a riser, with changing the pitch bend, filter frequency, fine tuning for the A and B oscillators in operator, and then fine tuning for the C and D oscillators. C and D. Oscillators, and you can make cool sounds just by accident. That was like 4 knobs automated to just basically one goes up, one goes down, one goes up, one goes down, four times, but it's not sustaining after. Well, okay, I guess I can't complain. I'm such an idiot. Don't talk to yourself like that. It's not sustaining because I'm not doing anything to make it sustain. Which is what I thought, but again, that's what I'm saying. I thought I was doing that here. I'm sending it to a delay track and a reverb track on the white noise, not with the riser just yet. So what's going on these? The dry rets are up. The decay time is up. On the delay, it's 100% wet. It even has a limiter on it, boosting it. Let me just send it all the way and let's just solo it. Okay, so what? Okay, that's not the effect that the white noise had. It's like, do I? So the absence of a signal to a return track is going to mean that there's no effect on, there's going to be no residuals. Actually, let's test it. So we play that break, soloing just the reverb. Yeah, it just stops. So where can I send? Yeah, because I'm playing the drop, and like, of course, I don't expect to still have residue now. What if I just did something stupid? Let's make the decay time 45 seconds. It's probably gonna sound. Okay, well, oh, wait, no, okay, but how do I, so it just means that when see how it's still going, and I was saying, well, it's not going to do it, it's not going to just keep going. I just had to Apple Z that so I don't leave that on 45 seconds. So that means that when I'm recording this into arrangement, that there's going to have to be a parameter on the MIDI fighter, which is another MIDI controller I have that's off screen, so that the decay time on the return is super high. Because I like to play it in. I mean, I'm not playing it in. I'm not playing instruments. Just play into the arrangement, and then I can add those effects, which I wonder if that's going to be such a pain to map. But even if I'm not talking about the reverb, because that's giving me the residue that I want. Let's do 20 seconds and see what happens. So those are some fine details to work out later, but we're just going to leave it like that for now. Not that I'm not done for the night. I'm just saying I figured out why I've been dissatisfied with what's happening after the signal is gone from the track that is being sent to the returns, which is the fact that the return is weak. 3-second delay, I mean, of a not that strong. And not all of these tracks have 100% 0 dB gain being sent. So, of course, it's not going to sound powerful. So let's talk about the drop. So what I want to do with that is, so I like the choir, take out the chords, the drums are just standard drop drums. What is playing? So it's the saw? Okay, so like this whole thing is just a little bit underwhelming to me. There was a point where there was a gate on so we're gonna use the drop and to have the gate on for this, like this choral gate that I did a couple days ago. That was being side chained by gate track 20. Okay, so that's why it's not gating. Listen to how it like kind of like stutters them. I really like that. But that's not the original one. The original one, the original one was like using, like this is just using this is just like a click track. There was one that was using like a real, okay, no, let's not do the gate track. Let's do it by Set the gate track. Do it by whatever this track is. No, because that's still very syncopated. Like, I want it to be like very stuttery. The gating of the choir should be really stuttery. Yeah, see, I created a whole rack for it. This rack is purpose made. So I made it while I was doing this, and I don't know why I... All right, so let's just see what happens here. Okay, so I'm going to turn the pedal off there. It's something for another time. I do like that. It should be the opposite though, right? Like it shouldn't be doing it at the same time. So you guys... All right. Okay, so we're going to keep that, and then we're going to add one more, like, another drop. That's going to do the same, not another drop, but then we're going to add the pedal in. When is somebody going to make a keyboard just for producers? Bedroom producers included, I should say. Because I love this keyboard for work. The computer keyboard. But for this type of stuff, it's not really working for me. I'm all like hunched over. So on this one, we will have the gate on. But we're going to have pedal on and, Qw3rty. So on this one, we're going to have the pedal on, but it's going to be, and the same thing here. Pedal's going to be on. So in the drop plus... so fucking loud. That gain should be like... Holy cow! And one of these, the gain, dude. Yeah, that's the gain on that one is like. Oh, and since they're two different tracks, let's do 3 and 6. And on this one, feedback. Let's chill with the feedback a little bit, my guy. So another thing I wanted to have in this second drop here is like a. So in the first one we've got. So we're just kind of gating. We're like, all right, we get ski, yo. I think it's a little bit more intense here. But I want a melodic element. I guess the choir being choppy like that is kind of melodic, but I want to bring in like one of these instruments or one of these instrument parts. Why can't I hear anything? What the hell is this? Okay, so the saw is being gated to gates everywhere. Where is the pluck maybe? So we're oh, look at this! Listen to that residue, boy! I fixed the residue problem. It's just okay. Good. We got it. Let's do one of my favorite things to do on these tracks, which is a guitar. Oh wait, there's a trance element of the drop that's already here. What is this? All right. So we tease it with this. I feel like this just should actually happen in the drop. Let's just test it. Disable this one. So we have this first part of the drop. Stop soloing. So this needs to, this part, this trance lead here needs to continue in, but it needs to kind of even go more over the top. So I think what's going to happen here is we're going to bring in these notes here. This is going to rise slowly up to being there. That's the volume of the affected chain, the wet chain. So let's just see what we got here. So there's a lot, I mean, that could be fixed or modified. I mean, but the thing I was thinking about while listening to those last like 4 parts without stopping is last night I was completely done with this track. And I think it was because I was just in a bad mood. I was like, and I started opening up other projects and I was like, what about this? And there's stuff that I like that I'm working on, but there's a reason why I keep coming back to this each night to stream and to work on. Because you can make a lot of progress in just one night. Like this has only been an hour, 57 minutes or so, but it just feels like I like it. So let's listen to it from top to bottom. We still have to figure out. We're getting a better situation with the risers and the white noise and the residue, but there also does need to be more like intermediate elements that sort of fill in the gaps, if there are any. That's another thing. We need to create gaps. There's like just too much going on at once. So let's start from the top here, and then that'll be it for tonight. like it a lot better than I did last night. All right, so that's it for session number 5, at least stream session number 5. We'll do it again tomorrow.